Hey everyone, this video is for those of you who have the sliding cargo tray setup in the back of their 5th Gen 4Runners and are trying to make the most functional use out of it. You may have heard me in previous videos mention that I have a love-hate relationship with my cargo tray. What I like about the tray is that when the seats are folded down, it provides a level surface, allowing me to sleep comfortably back here when camping. But that's probably where the positives end for me. Now I have a long list of things I don't like about this tray, which will eventually lead me to removing it altogether and replacing it with a full base plate from which I can build upon. But for now, I'm trying to make the most use out of the tray, make it as functional as possible to meet my needs without investing too much money. Now, one of my pet peeves with this tray is that Toyota didn't put any tie downs in the front of the tray where I can attach a fridge securely without some sort of a modification. I did create a short video where I described how I solved that problem, and I'll include a link to that video in the description below. But in this video, I'll show you how I addressed another pet peeve of mine with this tray, which is keeping the fridge from sliding around. Even with it strapped down, the fridge seems to find a way to move around, get cockeyed, and not stay exactly where I want it to stay. I'll show you how I solved this problem by fabricating a mini tray-mounted base plate that keeps my fridge from wandering or shifting on the cargo tray while bouncing along the road or the trail. I built this base plate using some leftover 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch plywood from a previous project for my 3rd Gen 4Runner, where I built a drawer system and sleeping platform. The only additional expense I incurred was for some M8 machine screws and some fender washers. All in all, I think maybe $15 worth. I'll include links to these parts in the description below. So with 15 bucks and a few hours of my time, I was able to build a solution here. Now I've been on a few trips with this setup, and it does what I wanted, which is to keep the fridge in place. It doesn't interfere with the cargo tray operation, and it's non-destructive. I can remove this base plate and reinstall the factory bolts and cover in just a few minutes. All that said, here's how I went about building out this mini base plate. The first step is to take a panel removal tool and pop the cover off of the right side of the tray, and it exposes 3 bolts. I'm going to be taking the one closest to the back and then the one in the middle. I'm going to be removing them for this project. The one at the top of the tray is one I already attached a makeshift tie-down point, and I demonstrated that in a previous video. I took some thick cardboard and made a template of the shape of the tray that I wanted. I originally thought I would cut out the hole for the handle, but then later thought better of that. I then transferred the template to the 1/2 inch plywood and then made my cuts accordingly. With the board cut to size, I just needed to then drill the holes for the bolts. So marked them off from the template and drilled them out. I cut some 1-inch strips from a 3/4 inch piece of plywood that I'll be using as the side rails for the plate. And I wanted to make sure that I knew exactly where they were going to go, so I put the refrigerator on the plate and positioned the side rails accordingly. With the fridge positioned where I want it and the side rails marked out, I'll run a bead of glue and then screw them down. I let the glue dry overnight, and then I took a sander to it, smoothing off all the sharp edges and making the plate and the side rails splinter free and nice and smooth. With the base plate pretty much done, now's the time to see how it fits on the tray and get it installed for the first time. With the base plate installed on the cargo tray, I'll set the refrigerator on for one last final test fit. Hopefully you found this video useful and it sparked some of your own creative ideas for making the cargo tray more functional. Now, if you do have ideas and you want to share them, please leave them in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, please consider clicking the subscribe button, and that'll incentivize me to create additional content. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.